Jain philosophy utilizes the framework of Karunanuyog to define the universe, replacing narrative storytelling with pure mathematics and physics. Its primary function is to describe the ultimate reality of the cosmos through strict spatial geometry, temporal measurements, and biological metrics. While other branches rely on historical allegories to teach moral lessons, Karunanuyog focuses on objective data, coordinates rather than characters. The loka, or universe, is a finite, highly structured, and measurable entity. This precise mapping serves as a tool for the observer. Understanding the mechanics of reality provides the necessary data for achieving spiritual detachment. The universe is divided into the teen lok, or three worlds, connected by a central vertical axis known as the tras nadi, where mobile life exists. Isolating the bottom section reveals its Vetrasana geometry, structurally separate from the realms above it, Adholok. Jain cosmology defines this lower world as a quantifiable, physical dimension. To understand its function, we must deconstruct its geometry, its internal architecture, and the biological variables of the entities found within its layers. This structure indicates a system where karmic consequence is a matter of mathematical law rather than divine judgment. The starting coordinate of Adholok begins at the base of Mount Sumeru in the middle world. From that baseline, it extends downward exactly 7 Rajus, the fundamental unit of cosmic distance. This canonical schematic records that space. The geometry is a truncated pyramid, widening as it descends into the cosmos. This 7 Raju depth divides into 7 distinct dimensional layers, starting with Ratnaprabha and ending with Mahatamaprabha. At the bottom limit lies an igod, where infinite, single-sensed organisms exist at the minimum baseline of consciousness. This geometry creates a spatial paradox. As the physical footprint of the layers expands, the actual livable architectural space inside them changes according to a different set of rules. Each of the 7 bhumis is subdivided into internal levels known as patals. The texts provide the exact numerical breakdown of how these patals are distributed across the earths. They decrease downward in an arithmetic progression of odd numbers, 13 in the first layer, decreasing to exactly 1 in the 7th. Housed within these patals are the bills, localized habitats or containment zones. These habitats follow 3 configurations: central Indrak, linear Shrenibad, or scattered Prakirnak. Across all 7 layers, the total number of these containment zones is exactly 8.4 million. Spatial density compresses rapidly with depth. The first layer holds 3 million habitats, the 7th contains only 5. This reduction in habitats at the lowest depths concentrates the inhabitants, creating an environment of isolation. Karunanuyog identifies an inverse relationship. As habitat volume decreases, the magnitude of existence parameters scales up. In the uppermost strata, the baseline lifespan is 10,000 years. To measure deeper levels, we use the sagar, a unit of time equaling 10 trillion palyas. At the 7th layer, the maximum lifespan scales to an absolute peak of 33 sagars. The same scaling applies to physical dimensions, measured by a biological unit called the danish. In the first layer, baseline body size is 7 danish. Beings in the 7th layer experience exponential growth, reaching 500 danish, bodies 3,000 feet tall. As architectural space shrinks to just 5 habitats, physical bodies and the duration of existence expand to theoretical limits, increasing the environment's intensity. A being's biological and evolutionary classification dictates which specific dimensions they can enter. Biological configuration limits the depth of descent. Reptiles are capped at layer 2. Birds cannot descend past layer 3. Reaching the 7th layer requires high cognitive capacity. Only human men and specific fish species can generate the karmic density required for the absolute bottom. Within these spaces, existence is defined by 4 specific vectors of suffering. Spatial and physical suffering involve extreme environmental toxicity and the endless dismemberment of Vaikriyic bodies, which instantly reconstitute to repeat the process. Mental anguish and conflict incited by Asur deities form the final 2 vectors, though Asur interference is mathematically impossible past the 3rd layer. Ultimately, Adholok functions strictly as an automated physics engine, where biological capacity determines the exact parameters of existence. Viewing the system from a macro perspective reveals the geometric balance of the entire loka. The framework maps karmic consequence through topological and biological mathematics. This data eliminates ambiguity. Specific biological inputs yield exact dimensional outputs. The precision of these calculations demonstrates a world governed by cause and effect. The universe operates as an immutable parametric system, functioning independently of human emotion or narrative interpretation. Studying this data aims for a specific objective, achieving a state of vitragata, or pure detachment. Viewing the universe through a rigid mathematical lens provides a baseline for clarity. While mythological accounts provoke emotional reactions, the arithmetic of Karunanuyog encourages calculated acceptance. This objective perspective removes the impulse to bargain with reality. One cannot negotiate with an equation. Final thesis, Karunanuyog shifts the focus from speculative faith to an alignment with the universe's objective architecture.